Welcome to Escape Rock. Tonight, we're not breaking out. Nope, we are breaking down the incredible evolution of escape rooms. We're going to go from physical locks all the way to virtual worlds and really try to unlock what the future holds for this, well, global obsession.
I mean, this quote right here, it really nails the magic formula, doesn't it? That feeling, you know the one, of being the hero in your own movie. That's the promise that turned these rooms into a global phenomenon. It was never just about the puzzles. It's about that shared adventure where, for 60 minutes, you and your friends are the absolute stars of the show.
All right, so here's our game plan for today. First, we'll look at what makes the classic rooms so addictive. Then, we'll see how new tech is just blowing the doors wide open. After that, a little physical versus virtual showdown. We'll follow the money, and then we'll get a glimpse into this really cool kind of mind-bending hybrid future.
Okay, let's just dive right into it. The big question: why do we willingly, even happily, pay money to get locked in a room? Seriously, what is the fundamental allure of the lock?
You know, it really comes down to this powerful cocktail of experiences. You get the thrill of a great story, right? Plus the satisfaction of a real mental challenge and this totally unique social connection with your friends. It's an active, collaborative thing that leaves you with a genuine sense of achievement and, of course, a great story to tell afterward.
But here's the thing. There's a challenge. With escape rooms popping up on like every corner, that initial new trend effect is starting to fade. The industry's at this really critical point where it has to innovate, you know? It needs to find new ways to keep us coming back and to get new people in the door.
And that brings us to the absolute game changer: technology. This is the moment where the four walls of the traditional escape room, well, they just start to dissolve. So there are two key technologies really leading the charge here. First up, you've got augmented reality, or AR. This is where digital magic gets overlaid onto the real world. So think of clues that suddenly appear on a physical map when you look at it through your phone. Then you have virtual reality, VR. And this one doesn't just change the room, it changes your entire reality.
And all of this is powered by some seriously cool tech. I mean, we're talking about an entire collection of stuff that's the engine making these new realities possible. You've got AI that lets a virtual character react when you pick up a real object. You've got chips that map the room instantly, and tracking systems so precise your virtual hands feel just like your own. It's all part of what we call extended reality, or XR, and it's what makes the magic feel totally seamless.
So, okay, this all leads to the big question, right? How does that classic, hands-on physical experience stack up against its new virtual competition? Let's break it down.
Well, it's a really fascinating trade-off. In a physical room, you get that super satisfying, tactile feeling of turning a real key in a lock. But you're limited by, well, physics and construction budgets. VR, on the other hand, it just throws the laws of physics right out the window. I mean, just imagine a puzzle where you have to shrink down to the size of an ant to crawl inside some crazy clockwork mechanism. Totally impossible in real life. But hey, it's just another Tuesday in a virtual escape room.
And this comparison right here, it just illustrates the fundamental difference so perfectly. On one side, you have a puzzle you can actually touch and feel. On the other, you have an entire world you can step directly into. It's the difference between solving a puzzle and literally becoming a part of the puzzle itself.
But look, it's not just about the player experience. The actual business of immersion is being completely rewritten too. So let's take a look at the bottom line.
Yeah, and the numbers here are pretty staggering. A well-managed VR escape room can pull in profit margins anywhere from 25 to 40%. That is a huge return, and it's exactly why investors are starting to pay very, very close attention.
And you gotta understand, this is not some small niche market. We're talking about forecasters projecting the entire industry to be worth an astounding $31 billion by 2032. This is mainstream entertainment, and it has absolutely massive growth potential.
This breakdown really highlights the core differences on the business side. For physical rooms, you're dealing with big fixed costs, right? Rent, construction, staffing. VR rooms, they have those high-end hardware costs, but they also offer incredible flexibility. But the real kicker? It's repeat playability. Think about it, once you solve a physical room, the mystery is gone. But for a VR room, a simple software update can give you a completely brand new adventure, just like that.
So here's the crucial takeaway. This isn't really about physical versus virtual. It's not some kind of battle to the death. The real future, the exciting part, is all about how these two worlds are going to merge.
Exactly. That's the key. The next big leap isn't going to be about choosing one over the other.
It's about combining the absolute best of both worlds. The tactile, real feeling of physical spaces and the completely limitless potential of digital enhancement.
And listen, this isn't science fiction. This stuff is already happening. Just imagine putting on a pair of AR glasses and seeing a digital ghost guiding you through a real haunted mansion. Or feeling the rumble of an explosion through a haptic vest. That's a suit that actually lets you feel what's happening in the virtual world. The ultimate goal here is to let you step directly into your favorite movies, blending physical sets with these unbelievable digital effects.
So ultimately, this whole evolution completely unshackles the escape room concept from its physical walls. The experience is no longer defined by the room you happen to be in. It's defined by the story you want to live, and that means the possibilities, they're truly endless.